All right. Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Yin. I'm Trish. Tonight, we're going to do quite a deep class. We're going to work with some therapeutic tremoring and a little bit of pressure along the abdomen and the reproductive organs. So, the main thing to remember in any practice is just listening to your body. I will give cues, but just listen to your body. If anything doesn't feel right, come out of the pose. Also, some of the poses will be a bit uncomfortable, so we need to learn to differentiate between pain and discomfort. So if you feel anything that's actually painful, release out of it. If you feel that it's just a little bit uncomfortable, try to breathe through it. Okay, so we're going to start off tonight with a little bit of therapeutic tremoring. So for my regulars, you're aware of it, and it's just basic. For anyone new, it's basically a natural response of the body. So as mammals, if something happens, we start to shake and we release it. So, however, in our society, for example, when someone's in shock and they start shaking, or they're cold and start shaking, or they're angry and they start shaking, everyone's like, calm down, stop shaking, stop shaking. However, it's actually, if you watch an animal like a cat, for example, they'll have a rest and then they get up, they're going to stretch and then they shake and then they stretch and everything is good and they keep walking. So in our bodies, we have that natural response. And after going through maybe 2-3 years of lockdown, I think we're all in this, our nervous systems are all a little bit in this heightened state of, maybe not as bad, but even if you think about people who've been in wars and, they're always scared, when is the next plane going to drop a bomb? And, we might be thinking in the back of our head, when's the next lockdown? So we want to try to combat all that and restore our nervous system and back into homeostasis or back into balance. So that's why we do a little bit of therapeutic tremoring, just to release any sort of pent up anxiety or tension in the body. Okay, so that's the little rundown. So let's come onto our back now. And then we're going to start a little bit of therapeutic tremoring this evening. Okay, so bring your legs into butterfly. So you bring your feet together, your knees out wide. Okay, from here, we're just going to start to explore a bandwidth. So this is a range of motion by drawing your knees together very slowly, like you're moving underwater, and then gently bringing the knees apart. Okay, now as we explore that range of motion so slowly, we start to feel little areas and try to relax a little bit through the muscles and try to feel the point, or maybe a few points, where you start to feel a little bit of tremoring and shaking. So this is a involuntary tremor. It's a natural response of your body, and when you find that little shake, just start to breathe into it. And so it could be quite subtle, it can be quite visible, whatever it is, and just starting to breathe into it and just try to keep everything soft and relaxed. Hey, Catherine. So we're just coming into a little bit of therapeutic tremoring right now. So bring your legs into butterfly and then very slowly just bringing the knees up and down a few times, like you're moving underwater. And then as you do that, find the points, and then find the points where you're feeling a little tremor in the hips. And then when you find that point, just start to breathe into it and letting everything shake. And then could be and just allow it to happen. So once you find that involuntary tremor, it can be tremoring, and then maybe you can move it around the body, or you can just keep breathing into it. Any kind of gentle sounds. You might want to yawn or sigh. And just keep deepening the breath, breathing into that tremor. If you want a little bit more, start to draw the hips off the ground and start to bring that tremor down the back. Maybe from your hips into the back of the body, through your sacrum, through the lower back. And it can be just a gentle shaking motion. It can be a swaying motion. So just whatever is natural for your body this evening. There's no right or wrong. I know that's too much to engage. Just relaxing the hips back down when you need to. So if you feel that at any time this is not good, not comfortable for you, feel free to extend the legs, or if it's enough. Otherwise, we'll just continue to do this for a little bit. Okay, and then keeping that tremor in the hips. Now take the legs up to the sky and then just letting them shake. And so as we stand up all day, all our blood and energy is flowing down towards the feet. So right now, as we elevate the feet, we're allowing the blood to flow back towards the heart. And at the same time, as we incorporate that tremor, we start to open up through all the little tight areas and shaking everything loose. Just keep deepening the breath. Maybe starting to hum into it. So when we start to hum into it, it starts to intensify the tremor. Then keep breathing into it, and as you exhale, making a humming sound. And then as you keep shaking the legs, widen out through your hips, maybe gently internally rotating the hips, and then externally rotating very slowly, and just feel. So angle the toes, the tops of the thighs in towards each other, and bring the toes to point in towards each other to internally rotate. And then if that feels good, stay there. And then if you want, you can take the arms up and bring the tremoring into the arms as well if you like. And then maybe take the legs, draw the hips open, so you're rolling the thigh bones outwards and bringing the feet to point outwards if that feels good for you. Just find whatever works for you. That feels good. Just let everything be relaxed, and you're shaking it all out, shaking out any tension, stagnant energy. Keep deepening the breath. Okay. And then when you're ready, just slowly stop the tremor. Bend the knees, bring the feet down. And then relax the arms. And then just come into Shavasana. We're going to hang out here for about a minute or two. So lengthening up through the spine. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Back of the neck is long. And tip of the tongue gently resting on the roof of the mouth just behind the two front teeth so that your energy circuits are connected. And just breathing into the body. Observing the breath and the energy. Just breathing into it all. Deep, full body breaths. And just allowing everything to settle. All right, if you're still feeling a lot of energy moving through the body, then just stay in stillness for a little bit longer. Otherwise, if you're ready to come out, just slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And if it feels good, maybe inhale, take the arms above the head, maybe just stretching out, starting to point and flex the feet. And then when you're ready, exhale, hug the knees in towards the chest, and then roll into a little ball, rolling the nose in towards the knees, shoulders away from the ears, gently just rock from side to side. And then lengthen shoulders, neck, and head back down. All right, hug the knees in, and then let's widen out through the hip crease as we inhale. As we exhale, just softening through the hips, and then draw the knees and thighs a little bit closer in towards the belly. Let's take a couple of nice deep breaths here and then start to widen out across your back, widening out through your hip crease and your collarbones. So flattening out across the back. So especially if we sit for long periods of time at a desk all day and everything's hunched over, and then keep widening out. And then as you rock from side to side, now just lengthen the sit bones down towards the long end of the mat. So we're just trying to spread and flatten everything out for a moment here. Keep the shoulders relaxed. All right. Now let's circle the knees a few times in one direction. You can hold your knees or just circle the knees and then back the other way. And then take the knees apart, circle them in opposite directions. And then back the other way. All right. From here, just extend the legs out, give them another little shake out. And then, whoops, we're going to grab a block and grab have a strap close by. So Sharon, if you need to pop a block underneath your head as well, but at any time it doesn't feel comfortable lying flat. Okay, so we're going to start on the right side being our ascending colon, and we're going to start with the block in this position. Okay, so your block, so the edge of your block is now kind of pushing onto the right side, and it's kind of just below your ribs. So feel where your rib is, right? And then from here, the edge of the block, so the edge of the block is kind of, the bottom edge of the block is kind of pushing into this area for me, okay? And then this knee, you're going to bring the right knee up and you're just going to try to find that spot where the block is kind of in between the rib and the hip. It's not going to feel very comfortable. And option 1, hold onto your knee. Option 2, grab your strap and bring that behind the knee to hold it there. Or options, so this is option 1 with the strap. Option 2 is just holding onto the knee. So it's just on the right side. So sometimes it feels a little bit constricting because it might be pushing a little bit into the diaphragm, so you can bring it a little bit to the side. And so here, only use as much pressure as it feels good. It can be quite uncomfortable. And try to soften down. Okay, so just make sure it's not pushing into the rib or into your hip. It's not crushing into a bone. And you're kind of using the bottom edge of the block to give yourself some pressure along that area. Okay, so from here, just breathing into it. Hopefully, give me a thumbs up if you can feel it, if anyone's not sure. Okay, cool. Thanks, Diane, Sheila, Sharon. All right, awesome. And thank you, Catherine. All right, so we're going to hang out here for a couple of minutes and just try to soften and breathe into it. So if you're feeling a bit constricted on that side, just breathe into the left side of the body. Your left leg can be bent or straight, whatever's more comfortable for you. And then from here, just softening down, take some nice deep grounding breaths. So you can feel comfortable, or it's not super comfortable, but sort of melt into the position. And then if you like, you can slowly just sway the knee very gently from side to side to give a little massage. So you're sort of rocking from side to side, and that's just going to rock the block to give you a nice little massage. Keep the shoulders relaxed, keep the face soft and relaxed. At any time, if it feels, if you need to release, you can release, but otherwise, try to stay there. Relax your shoulders. Notice if you're holding tension in other areas of the body. If you are, try to soften and relax those areas. Softening the face and the jaw. And then perhaps you can bring your knee a little bit wider out. And now just bring your awareness to your spine. Maybe just lengthen up through the spine. Keep the belly hugging in. And then as you bring your awareness to the spine and lengthen the spine, try to soften everything around it. And then from here, as you soften, you might start to feel kind of massaging the kidneys. So sometimes you So our organs do move a little bit, and so you might feel that just moving at the back of the body as we put compression in the front. You might feel a little bit of movement there, and just breathing into it. If you don't, if that's not what you're feeling, that's fine as well. You might be feeling this in your digestive system. You might be feeling some movement there, or maybe just try to relax a little bit and then try to bring the awareness deeper past the digestive organs down into the back of the body. All right. From here, let's gently release the knee, extend your leg out. Let's take a couple of breaths here as we release from that pressure. And then when you're ready, take your arms above the head, holding on to your left wrist, and then just gently lean, take your head to the left, and then just gently reach across a little bit. So we're not coming into a deep opening banana asana yet, but just taking the arms above the head and just a very tiny little stretch to the side, opening up through that area and just breathing into it. Keep the legs even. And then just feeling the energy. So we're just opening through that space, maybe breathing into it. Just feeling the blood and energy moving through that area. And so don't really fold much towards your left. Just bring the arms above the head, maybe just a little side bend. Nothing too intense. Keep softening the face, softening the jaw. Keep breathing into that space. Okay, when you're ready, just gently come back to center. Exhale, release the arms. Come into Shavasana just for a minute with the arms relaxed by your sides and keeping the spine tall. And just breathing into the body. Maybe just observe, notice how you're feeling on one side compared to the other. All right, and then when you're ready, let's gently wriggle fingers and toes. Stretching up, exhale, hug the knees in, roll into the ball if it feels good. Maybe as you curl up, you might feel that that side that we've been compressing might feel like you can bring that knee a little bit closer in. And then release here, circling. One way, other way, opposite, and then other way. All right, bring the feet back down. From here, let's do the second side. So let's grab our block, and so we're kind of pushing it like this, and then finding that edge to push you up, and then bring your knee in. Option for your strap or holding the knee. I kind of like to just hold my knee and then hold the block, because sometimes the block will move, especially if I'm rocking. And then from here, let's melt down for another 3 minutes. You can hold knee, back of the knee, or strap on the knee, or strap over the back of your knee, whatever's comfortable. So once again, just make sure it's not pushing into your ribs. If it is, just adjust it a little bit. angle it a little bit differently so it's kind of hugging the ribs. Maybe just melting, or maybe just starting to incorporate a little bit of gentle movement. Give your digestive system a nice little massage. And so as we do that, sometimes it gets a little bit deeper. So our digestive system digests not only our food, but a lot of times energetically, it's sort of also tied into digesting things that happen to us in our lives. So, and as we've all had this worldwide collective experience of these lovely lockdowns, so sometimes we might have kind of gotten over it in our head, but the body might still be holding on to it. So just allowing everything to soften, allowing everything to release and clear. Softening and deepening the breath. Bringing the knee a little bit to the outside, so getting a bit more into the side, and then perhaps lengthening the spine and just keeping the spine long and active. Relax around it, and then just feel maybe going deeper past the digestive system into the kidneys at the back of the body, and maybe just feeling sensation, giving a little massage to the kidneys on the left side. Okay, we'll take a few more nice deep breaths here. And when you're ready, gently release the knee, release the block, and then just take the arms up. So if you want to just come take a few breaths here, otherwise sometimes it feels a little bit compressed. And then so when you're ready, take the arms above the head, holding onto your left wrist this time, and maybe just turning the head towards the right. Just breathing into that left side of the body. Softening the shoulders, softening the face, softening the chest, the belly. Just feeling the energy moving through the body. Okay, when you're ready, lengthen back, straighten the, release the arms, and then lengthen back up through the spine. Relax the hands back by the hips, and just relaxing in Shavasana for another minute. Keep observing the energy within your body. Keep expanding the breath. Softening down, letting everything integrate. And then from here, if it feels good, maybe just bring the legs and start to shake the legs. So like we did at the start, but keep the heels on the ground, bring your feet wider than hip width, and then just gently start to shake. And then from here, if it feels good, take the arms back above the head, and then just gently shake, and then we just Bring your hug your belly into the spine slightly, or just keep the awareness along the spine so your spine is nice and long. Relax everything around it, and then with the arms above the head, we're keeping that straight line down the middle, and then just shaking everything. But shaking the legs, so we're just shaking the legs, and then we should start to feel kind of a natural tremor coming through the body. And then once you feel that, just follow that and allow it to shake to wherever it feels in your body tonight. Okay, so right now mine's coming up into my abdomen. Yesterday I was playing with this practice and I was feeling it in my shoulders, and I actually released a lot of tension in my shoulders. So wherever you're feeling that shaking going, just breathe into it and then keep expanding the breath and just let everything go. Like we're just shaking it all out. And then when you feel ready, just soften down. If you still feel like shaking, continue shaking. If there's still tension in your body, if it feels that you feel like you want to relax, then just let everything soften and then bring the arms back by your hips. So you don't have to do it along. So I'm just giving a suggestion example. A lot of this is very somatic. And we could do the same practice on a different day and it will feel very different. So just really let your body lead you, and everything I'm saying is just a guide. Okay, and then just softening down and just breathing into the body in our pose of stillness and surrender. And once again, just observing the breath, observing the energy. Okay, when you're ready, then we will gently return to that first side. This time we're getting into the reproductive glands. So stay on your back. We're now going to bring the block, but so before we had the block in this position, now we're bringing the block on a kind of V position so we can try to get into our reproductive glands along here. Okay, so same same practice, but now we bring the block like this. Okay, so hopefully you can see. So I'm using the edge of the block to push into that area. Hang on. Like this, sorry. So I'm using the edge of the block to push in, and then I bring my leg up. So now the block is in a kind of in a V shape towards my groin, and it's sitting around my hips. So earlier we had it kind of like hugging the rib, okay, and now it's kind of hugging the hip. So make sure it's not on a bone. So if it's on the bone, adjust it a little bit, okay. And we're gonna same thing. You can either use your strap, you can use your hand, or in this position, sometimes you can just keep your knee there. All right. So like yesterday when I really got into my shoulders, I started just feeling that I wanted to release my, then this position, you can kind of hold the knee. You can just use your knee to hold the block in place if you want to relax the shoulders. All right, let's start to breathe into it. We're hanging out here for another 3 minutes. And then so we're using the edge of the block now to massage through that area. Mm. Hmm. So hopefully you guys have the block in the position. If you don't know, softening the breath. Maybe some gentle rocking or swaying from side to side to help to massage. Softening the face, softening the jaw, the eyes. Hmm. Deepening the breath, observing sensation within your body. Maybe slightly bring the knee a little bit wider out to the side and then hug the block back in. So change the angle. Notice how that will massage a different area if you've been still. Okay, we'll take a few more nice deep breaths here. Maybe for these last few, you can bring the knee a little bit into your, more to the side and just squeeze it in a little bit more. All right, when you're ready, gently release the leg, release the block. And then from here, it feels good. Take the arms up. And then now we just hold on to the left wrist and maybe just shake your legs and using that same thing we did before. Lengthening the spine and then just keep everything around it kind of relaxed and just shaking everything out. Feel where that shake goes. If you're feeling it coming up to your shoulders like I am right now because I have a lot of shoulder tension, then release the arms and just allow the shaking to happen. All right, so just following wherever it's going and just let everything shake out of the body. So even though we're getting into those areas around the abdomen and the reproductive area, sometimes we hold tension in different parts and everything is interconnected. So let everything shake out. And then shaking, opening up through that space. Okay, and then if you feel like continuing shaking, maybe continue it. Otherwise, when you're ready, then gently bringing yourself back into stillness. Softening down, and we're just going to hang out here for a couple of minutes, allowing everything just to settle and integrate. So relax the shoulders, open the back of the neck, soften the face, and then tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Okay, if you need to relax and stillness a little bit longer, take that time. Otherwise, from here, let's come into Banana Asana on our right side. So take the legs apart, take your hands up. If you find that your shoulders are tight, pop a block or a cushion underneath your wrists. So that's going to support your shoulders or bend the elbows. Taking hold of our right wrist, lengthen the body, keep the left side long. And then as you exhale, reach across, take your right foot and hook it over the top of the left. So now we are coming into our banana side bend. And we're reaching across, and now and then square your hips back up towards the sky. So you're now feeling that nice opening from that right hip through the side waist, opening up through the ribs. Then opening up through that front side as well, through the chest. Just breathing into it. Bring your awareness deeper into the body, into the mind's eye. And as you open up through that right side, you can go past the superficial layers of all your muscles and go deeper into the organs and start to breathe into them, into your liver, your kidney, to the digestive tract on that right side. Maybe in your mind's eye, you can start to visualize the space with the breath. So all the areas that are easy to breathe into, they might look like they're white and spacious. And then where you feel that there's stagnation or blockages or tightness, you can maybe see that in a gray. And breathing into those areas, imagine your breath like this beautiful white light. And as you breathe into those tight or stuck or congested areas, starting to lighten it up and then expanding those spaces. And as you exhale, just letting go of the tension, the tightness, stagnation, and just creating space for yourself in your body. Okay, when you're ready, let's lengthen, uncross the legs and then lengthen up through the spine. Bring yourself back to center and come back into Shavasana for a moment. And just coming back into neutral, taking some nice deep breaths here into the body, allowing everything to settle. Deepening the breath. Observing your energy, perhaps comparing how you might feel on one side compared to the other. Okay, and then from here, if you need a little bit longer in stillness, take that time because sometimes we do feel a lot of energy moving. Otherwise, when you're ready, we will come onto the second side. So when you're ready, you can wiggle the fingers and toes. Just listen to your body. If it feels like, whoa, that was intense, just take a few more breaths here. Maybe stretching out again. And then when you're ready, let's grab our block and our strap. And then we're going to bring this one so it comes in a V. Looks like we're making a V with our block. Okay, and then it's kind of hugging the top of your hip. Make sure it's not on the bone once again. And when you're ready, bring that knee in. So we want to make sure it's not pushing into your ribs either. And then melting down. We just check in with the body. Notice how you might feel one side compared to the other. And then we soften down here for 3 minutes. feels good. Maybe some gentle rocking from side to side. And maybe bring the knee a little bit wider up towards the side. Softening the face, the shoulders. Again, notice if you're holding tension through the body. If you are, try to relax as much as you can, soften. Okay. Take a couple more nice deep breaths here. So maybe we bring the knee a little bit wider out to the side. And hug it almost like you're hugging it sideways, like you're about to come into a big baby. And then we just feel that massaging the side. And then when you're ready, release the leg. Release the block. Take the arms above the head. Maybe holding onto your left wrist this time. And then once we have extended up, lengthen the spine, and then steadily start to shake your legs. And then keeping the spine long. And then try to relax everything around it as we just shake everything out. And then following that shaking, notice where it's going. So once again, and I'm feeling mine coming up to my face, so you might feel it in your face, and you might want to open and close the mouth, or release the jaw, or yawn, whatever feels good. Maybe a sigh, maybe a groan, whatever feels right for you right now. Just letting everything go. Moves in your shoulders, relax the hands, so we've already stretched everything out, and then you can shake the shoulders as well. Okay, and when you're ready, just gently starting to bring everything to stillness. If you need to continue shaking, feel free to do so, and then very slowly, when you shake as much as you need, and then in your own time, when you're ready, come back into stillness, and then gently release the hands back to the hips. Come back into Shavasana once you've shake as much as you need to, and then we need to regulate our shaking. We want to be able to bring our bodies back into stillness, and then softening and deepening the breath here. Allowing everything just to soften and settle, observing the breath and the energy, noticing sometimes you might feel referring sensation, you hold tension around the jaw, feel that relax on the face, shoulders. Okay. When you're ready, you can slowly bring some movement back in, wiggle fingers and toes. Once again, if you need to be in stillness for a little bit longer, please feel free to take that time. If you do this as a video, just feel free to pause at any point, and especially if you want to stay a little bit longer. And then when you're ready, take the arms above the head. So we're going to bring the feet out wide. Take your left foot across to the right. Maybe hook the foot. Take hold of your right wrist with your left hand. And then lengthen up through the middle and inhale as you exhale, reaching across. So coming into Banana Asana and hanging out here for 3 minutes. Just going to come to the other side. So I can see everyone. So eye gaze, whatever's comfortable. Keep lengthening out through that right side of your body so you're not feeling crunching through the bones. Deepening the breath. And if you want a bit more with that top flex foot, maybe start to extend out through the two inner corners of your feet. So you angle the sole of your foot towards the bottom of your mat. And as you do that, you might start to feel a little bit more opening around the abdominal area, around that hip. That's just a suggestion. So if that doesn't feel good in your body, just relaxing a little bit, releasing a little bit, sorry. Okay, let's take a couple more nice deep breaths here. And then when you're ready, lengthen up, release, come back to center, and then come back into Shavasana. Getting back into a neutral position, relax the shoulders, soften the face, and tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, just behind the two front teeth. Breathing into the body. Keep softening down, observing the breath, observing the energy. All right, from here, we're going to gently bring the movement back in. When you're ready, if you want to relax in stillness a little bit longer, take that time. And then maybe stretching out, any kind of gentle mobilizations, hug the knees in. And then just rocking, circling knees in one direction, back the other way. Opposite directions and back the other way. All right, from here, so my original idea was to come into a shoulder bridge and do a little bit of shaking. Sharon, if this doesn't feel comfortable for you, let me know and I'll give you a different variation. Okay, so try this, but because you're sick, if it's gonna bring because our chest is going to be a little bit elevated beyond the head. So if this feels okay, let just thumbs up, otherwise if it's not. Okay, so if we bring our knees and feet to hip width, and then from here just gently tuck your tailbone under, and then very, very, very slowly keep everything kind of relaxed. All right, so we're not fully squeezing, but everything's aligned, so our knees aren't rolling out. We're not really, really squeezing our glutes. We're just kind of lifting the hips. And so that range of motion now is this lifting and then this drawing down. And I want you to try to find the tremor here. Okay, so from here, you might just want to walk the feet a little bit wider apart and then just start to shake into it. So right now I've got my feet just a little bit wider so that it's comfortable for me to, and just letting my knees kind of slightly roll in. And then we come high on the shoulders. So just make sure that you're feeling supported. And Sharon, is that feeling okay for you? If it's not, okay, cool. All right. Okay, so right now we're doing the same shaking, but before we were shaking through the front of the body, but now you should start to feel that sort of everything that we've shaken up just starting to release a little bit using gravity. Okay, so we're sort of in the shoulder bridge position. The hips aren't super high like when we're doing it in the dynamic class, but it's kind of quite low. And we just want to find the shake. Arms wherever's comfortable. You can bring the hands above the head or out to the sides. And just keep breathing into it. Okay, when you're ready, slowly roll the hips back to the floor. Slide your legs out, bring the hands back by your hips, and come back into Shavasana. Closing down the eyes, softening the face, soften the shoulders. And then softening the chest and the belly, and just breathing into the body. Okay, take a couple more breaths and then very slowly. Once again, if you want to relax in stillness, always just feel free to take that time for yourself. All right, so I'm just kind of going with the time frame that we have for the class, but when you're doing this in your own practice, if you're doing this as a video, feel free just to have it close to your mouse close to you or your keyboard, and you can just press pause if you want to take a little bit longer. Okay, so from here, when you're ready, just gently mobilize. Maybe stretch out, and then we're going to grab the block now. We're coming back into shoulder bridge. So Sharon, also let me know if this shape doesn't feel good. I'll give you a variation. All right, if anyone's sick, it's not good to have you and you can't breathe. So bring your feet knees hip width. We roll the tailbone under, we lift the hips, and we're going to now pop the block on underneath your sacrum. Okay, so your sacrum is the flat triangular part at the base of your spine, just above the tailbone. So it's not actually on the lower back or the natural curve of your spine. Okay, so option one is you bring it on its lowest end. Option two, you bring it a little bit higher. And then once you find that nice comfortable space, you extend your legs out, arms wherever's comfortable, and melting down. So in this shape, we should feel no pinching through the bones in your lower back. If you feel pinching in the bones in your lower back, you might need to lower your block or slide it down towards the feet. So make sure it's not on that natural curve of your spine. Okay, where it fits. Doesn't want to be in that spot where it's the lumbar. Okay, so from here, just melting down. Sharon, is this okay for you? Thumbs up. Okay, awesome. All right, so then we're going to hang out here for a few minutes and just allow everything just to open. Now you can keep the arms wherever's comfortable. Otherwise, sometimes it's quite nice to give yourself a little massage with your hands if you want. Oh, just a gentle rub, whatever feels good. We've been massaging a lot today. Oh yeah, give yourself a hug if that feels nice, you know. So just breathing into the front of the body. We keep lifting up through the back or the underside, so we're the more that we kind of lift a little bit more, you feel a little bit more opening through the front. Active holding us up. Softening. Once again, just make sure there is no pinching whatsoever in your lower back. All right, we'll take a few more nice deep breaths here. And you're ready, so wiggle your toes and then engage your core as you bend your knees, bring your feet back in. And then from here, we push into the feet, roll, lift the hips, remove your block, and then roll yourself back down one vertebra at a time. Okay, from here, if you need to, you can just gently drop the knees from side to side. Otherwise, you can just extend the legs out and we'll do a twist after this. So feel free just to do a quick twist release. And then when you feel okay, extend the legs out or just extend the legs or any kind of gentle mobilization or movement. Okay, and then when you're ready, come back into Shavasana. So hang out here for a couple of minutes, or at least a minute or two. Just let everything soften. Observing the breath, observing the energy. Okay, when you're ready, slowly bring some movement back in, wriggling fingers and toes, maybe stretching out. And when you're ready, hug both knees in towards the chest, so roll into the ball, and then lengthen shoulders, neck, and head back down. From here, let's widen the hip crease. And as you rock from side to side, let's lengthen the sit bones once again down towards the long end of the mat. Let's create a little bit more space through the lower back, and then just circle your knees a few times in one direction, the other way. Take the knees apart, circle them in opposite directions, and then back the other way. Okay, let's come into an open twist. We're not going to stay too long in this twist. So from here, take your right knee, hug it back in towards your belly, and then take your right hand up by your shoulder. Palm is facing down, so your hand is grounded at shoulder height. All right, from here, we pop the hips across towards the right. Inhale, take hold of the outside of your knee, and as you exhale, hug your belly into the spine, and then gently start to draw that knee across and look, turn your eye gaze to the same direction as your knee. So sometimes we do a closed twist. When we do a closed twist, meaning your head is the opposite direction, it's like you're wringing everything out. Now that we've shaken everything out, we want to create space and open up through the body. So we bring the head to the same direction as your knees. Okay, so from here, lengthen the spine, inhale. As you exhale, belly hugs in, and start to imagine that your spine is like a spiral staircase. So from the crown of your head, you're starting to descend down the staircase in this spiral movement. And as you descend, you should start to feel that stretch and opening through that right side of your neck. Breathing into the stairwell. As you exhale, hug the belly in, progress deeper down your staircase, and start to feel that opening across your chest as you extend out through the right fingertips. Breathing into the chest. As you exhale, hug the belly in. Progress further down your staircase as you start to feel that winding open away from the spine through the abdomen, the side waist. Keep breathing into it. As you exhale, hug the belly in, progressing further down your staircase and coming all the way down to the base of your spine, and then keep winding the body open. Just taking some nice deep breaths there. If it's comfortable, you can extend the top leg. Otherwise, keep the knee bent if the hamstring is tight. Okay, when you're ready, bend the top knee if your leg's extended, belly hugs in. Inhale back to center, hip in the middle, hips in the middle. Hug both knees in, and then just gently rock yourself from side to side as you massage out across the back. And then circling your knees. Way, other way. And then take the knees apart, opposite directions. And then other way. Okay, bring the feet back to the ground, draw the belly in, and just dropping the knees from one side of the body to the other. And then just notice how everything feels, maybe one side compared to the other. All right, when you're ready, let's do the second side. I'm just going to turn around so I'm facing the camera. You guys in the book. Okay, so let's hug that left knee in. Widen out across the hip. Exhale, hug it tighter in. Bring the left hand out by your shoulder, palm facing down. Pop your hips to the left, taking hold of the outside of the left knee. You're turning your head towards the right this time. And as we exhale, keep that left shoulder on the ground as we bring that knee across. So just take a couple of nice deep breaths here. If it's super uncomfortable, feel free to grab a block underneath your knee to support. Keep the belly button hugging in towards the spine. Sheila, you can do this seated if this is not comfortable for you. Otherwise, if it's okay, then you can stay there. All right, and then from here, starting to imagine your spine like a spiral staircase. So you inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, hug the belly in. As you progress, start to walk down your staircase and start to feel that opening through that left side of your neck. Maybe you can turn your eye gaze a little bit deeper towards the right. Breathing into that left side of your neck. As you exhale, draw the belly back in, coming further down as you open across the chest, widening out through that left shoulder. All the way out through the arm into the fingertips. Breathing into it. As you exhale, belly hugs in, coming further down. Opening up through the ribs, through the abdominal area. Hugging the belly in, coming all the way down to the base of the spine. And then once again, if it feels good, feel free to extend that top leg. Otherwise, keep the knee bent. Winding the body open, creating space. Just keeping the belly hugging in. Okay, when you're ready, bend the top knee, exhale, and then inhale, bring head and knees back to center. Feet in the middle, hips in the middle, lengthen the spine, and then hug both knees in. Okay, from here, just gently rock from side to side, and then circle your knees. Massaging out across the back. Opposite directions, and then back the other way. Okay, extend the legs out, give everything a nice little shake out. All right, and then just softening down for your final Shavasana. So if you like, maybe make any adjustments that you need to. If you want to come into a happy baby, maybe rolling into a little ball. So do whatever feels good. Maybe dropping the knees from one side to the other. And then when you're ready, slide the legs out. Maybe one little final little shake of the legs, a little shimmy out through the body. And then come down into stillness. Okay, so when you're ready, return your body to a nice neutral position. Feet just a little bit wider than hip width, allowing your feet to fall out to the sides. If you need more space through your lower back, feel free to roll the tailbone under and relax it back down. And then lengthen the spine up, widen the shoulders, collarbone, slide the shoulders back down away from the ears into their sockets. Back of the neck is long, and tip of the tongue resting on the roof of the mouth behind the two front teeth so that your energy circuits are connected. So stay in your shape, and then just deepening the breath. As you inhale, just breathing into the hips, the belly, the heart, and as you exhale, softening down. Observing any sensations, observing the breath, observing the energy flow within the body. There's no need to force or control anything, and just breathing into it. Just allow everything to settle. So when we do this therapeutic tremoring, we need to leave some time just to allow the body just to integrate the effects of our practice. Probably a little bit longer than we do when we are doing our normal yoga poses. So just let everything relax. Okay, so if you're doing this as a replay, I encourage you to stay a little bit longer in Shavasana as long as you like. So this would be a good place just to reach out and press pause if you're watching this as a video. Okay, otherwise, if you're for you guys right now in the live class, we're going to gently bring some movement back in. So gently wriggling fingers and toes, maybe circling with some ankles, maybe stretching out, or hugging the knees in, or just giving yourself a hug. So just do whatever feels good. Bring a little bit of movement and awareness back into the body. Okay, and then from here, let's hug both knees in and just gently rock from side to side. Let's circle the knees a few times, one way and other way. All right, now if it's accessible for you, maybe just come back into a snail or a plow. Okay, so from here, if it feels good, maybe just roll back, keep the belly hugging in, and then soften the knees. Make sure the weight is on your shoulders, and we just get a nice little stretch across the back here. Let's take a couple of nice deep breaths into the back of the body. Allow the knees to be soft, and melting the knees down, melting the shins and the feet down. Maybe keep the hands on the back, maybe take the hands around,
And hold on to the backs of the knees. Make sure that the weight is in your shoulders. When you're ready, bring the hands down and then roll yourself back down. Lengthen the legs out. Come back into Shava for a moment. Take a couple of breaths here. Okay. And then when you're ready, bend the knees and then just gently drop the knees from one side to the other. Okay, so after that snail or the plow, we've brought the energy moving through the body. So if you're feeling still a little bit tired or spacey after our practice, roll onto your left side just so you put a bit of compression onto your heart. Otherwise, if you're feeling fine and energized, roll onto your right side and then just come into a nice, nourishing fetal position. And we keep the eyes closed or the eye gaze soft. Keep the body nice and relaxed. And then when you're ready, so we just lean a little bit further forwards. If you're on your left side, just putting a little bit more pressure on the heart till you're feeling like the energy's rising slightly again. And then when you're ready, very slowly push into the top hand, straighten the top leg, and support yourself to come back into a comfortable seated position. So sit bones even, lengthen the spine, relax the shoulders, tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. And just taking some nice deep grounding breaths here. Just allowing the breath and the energy to return to normal. You feel like your breath and energy has returned to normal. Maybe just check in with the body, notice how everything feels. You need to yawn or sigh, that's awesome. And then when you're ready and everything feels nice and grounded, let's seal our practice here, bringing the hands into prayer at the heart. Breathing into the heart center, maybe just sending some gratitude out to the universe for your practice or for anything that you feel happy or grateful for. And then when you're ready, let's gently blink the eyes open, bowing our heads. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. If you guys have questions or feedback, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you soon. Thank you.